Hey guys, it's Leah. Yes, I am. I need to get my braids done and stuff like that, but get ready with me to go on a date, okay? Um, this was very unexpected. I'm not gonna lie. Because I decided to, here's the tea, okay? I decided to download a dating app just because my life has been boring. I don't really go out much. There's not really thing going on. Yeah, I do go to the gym now, but like, I go to the gym looking busted. Like, who's really like let me take that back. There are girls over there that just go in the gym for the looks, but like I'm trying to get my workout in, okay? I ain't trying to be cute. Sometimes I might try to look a little nice here and there. Oh, I bought a new wig, by the way. This is synthetic hair. I bought it from the beauty store. I love this brand. Um, Barlace. I love Barlace. Like it's synthetic, but like it gives you that like realistic look. I like how the hair sits. Like you don't have to really do much to it other than cut the lace. It comes with baby hairs. No promo because I'm a new channel. I don't get promos. But just letting y'all know to get this type of hair. So this is what I'm gonna wear. I was thinking about wearing my other hair that I bought recently as well. On a date that I thought I was gonna go on, but ended up not going on. And let's talk about that. So yeah, I ended up downloading Bumble, and I also downloaded Hinge. But I downloaded Hinge at first because I'm thinking like, oh, Hinge is better. You know, I've been hearing a lot more about Hinge as of late, so why not try Hinge and see how it goes for me? You know, maybe I might meet my match or whatever. You know, I ain't got nothing going on. At least maybe I just want to go on a date, see how it is. I've been doing a lot of therapy. I've been doing a lot of self healing, and I think I'm ready to get back out there in the dating world. You know, it's been a minute. So Hinge was boring. Okay, Hinge was boring. Like I did match with some people. One thing I did like about Hinge is that you can like see who likes you. Like I really like that you could see who liked you and then you can also decide whether or not you want to like them back or you want to just skip or or match with them. I like that a lot about Hinge versus like the other apps, you're just kind of playing a guessing game, which is kind of annoying. And then they want you to pay so much money to not guess anymore. And I'm like, bitch, nobody's paying hundreds of dollars for a dating app unless they're really desperate. And I may be desperate, but I'm not that fucking desperate. So that's one thing I did like about Hinge. I didn't have to pay to like see who liked me and I didn't have to pay to match with those people or deny those people. Like I like that a lot. But the people that I'd end up matching with, they were very boring. Like we would start a conversation, we would talk here and there, and then like the conversation would just end. Like there is no like subtlety. It's just like abrupt end. Like you're talking to somebody face to face, and then in mid conversation, they just randomly walk off and never come back, and you're just like, okay, kind of thing. So I ended up deleting Hinged. But I'm gonna say later on when I get back from the date because I only got an hour, okay? I only got an hour to get ready and I'm gonna tell the story for a little bit. And then I'll probably tell the rest later. I'll make like a part two in this video later on. So cause girl, I'm in a rush. I am in a rush to become a baddie. And I might need to spray the lace to make it darker. Let's see. Or maybe add some baby hairs. I don't. Yeah, it's looking like I might need to spray the lace. Let's see. The only downside about this hair. This hair is very lovely. I like how it is with the lace. I need to spray the lace. I need to spray the lace. I hate spraying it because it ends up being darker than my actual skin tone, but baby, they know it's a wig. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'm gonna come back with my mousse lace tint that I like to use. Okay, as you can see, I use this pretty often. I also got this from the beauty store. Lace tint mousse from Magic. Um, do I have a hairbrush? 'Cause I don't want to be ghetto, so I'm gonna use a hairbrush. As you can see, I use it a lot because it's all fucked up. Oh no, I'm getting it everywhere. Hold on, it's not okay. I got it in my fingers, but washing hands. Damn, everything wrong gotta happen last minute. I should have got ready earlier, but I didn't. Anyways, so back on topic. So Hinge was getting a little boring, so I ended up downloading Bumble, and Bumble was popping, okay? Bumble was popping a little bit, so uh, I ended up, being successful. I was popping so much that I had to kind of put myself in incognito because it was too many matches, too many people I was talking to. I don't know how cheaters do it, but they do. So I put myself in incognito and I decided just to talk to the people I already matched with. Some people I matched with because I thought we would be really good friends, and then I was like, I'm really not that into you actually, but I did think you were nice looking, so that's why I said yes, but I actually don't want to go on a date with you. And others, you know, I only matched with people that said they wanted a. I got fruit flies, okay? If that's what you see, that shit is so fucking annoying. I live in a house with a bunch of people. You know how that goes. Everything gets everywhere. So, um, that made me lose my train of thought. Anyways, so some people I matched with, and there was this one person that I liked, that wasn't sexual with me because I ended up matching with everybody that was only solely looking for a relationship. That's it. I was not looking for having fun. I'm about to be 25. Like, I'm done with that phase in my life, and it really did not do me well. Like, I like all these like hookups and then let's not talk about it and then ghosting. Like, I could not emotionally handle that. I'm not that type of girly. So us who I was, on purposely like trying to get people who were looking for relationships. See, that looks so much better. Way better. Anyways. So I'll worry about the wig later. Right now I'm just gonna focus on my makeup because time is ticking. Time is ticking, boo. And I didn't even glue this bitch down. I don't think I'm going to because I like my edges. Anyways, just put this back, put the hair back, okay? That's what we're gonna do. And then focus on getting this makeup done, girl. Ugh. So I'll tell y'all what I'm using. I don't really do full face of makeup, so don't expect me to use foundation, but I do like powder on my skin to kind of give it that, So that's the most I use. Yes, I just went to the beauty store, got whatever I could, okay? So I got this powder. I don't really know if it matches my skin. That's how you know I'm not a makeup girly. But we gonna do what it do. Um, so some of the guys on there, they need to change their profiles, okay? They need to change their profiles to I'm looking for hookups because they're all saying dating, but then like when I would talk to them, like then they will be like, "Oh, what's good, ma? Like what you trying to do?" And I'm like, "Nothing with you." Like and I noticed like maybe it's my Instagram, but I do like to cosplay. Maybe I've been told maybe my Instagram is a little provocative, but a lot of guys switch up on me once they see my Instagram, and like instantly it's like it goes from like talking to me normally to kind of asking favors from me like I'm some type of hoe. Like, do I got that on my forehead? Like, why are you talking to me like that? Well, and it comes with a brush and a mirror. That is so cute. Well, not a brush, but that is so lovely. I don't know. I've never used this powder before. It's also from the site. It's called LA Girls Pro Face. High defensity and matte something. Let's try this out. Okay. I feel like I can get the product more on my finger, but oh, okay. I see it. I see it. I have dark circles under my eyes, so I like to cover that up. I'm not really gonna do my whole face, so I just do what I do. So if you're judging me, you have every right to. Do I know what I'm doing? No. I'm talking a lot faster than before because, like I said, I'm on a time crunch. Um, so yeah, so far, there's no success so far. Everybody's kind of like talking about smexy stuff or, asking me weird questions. I even had a dude like, while on the phone with me, and I'll get onto that later on in the video so I can be more comfortable talking about that. Not more comfortable, but more like let me focus on telling the story instead of just getting ready. So anyway, so I ended up matching with this one dude like that I like. He's more of my type. I kind of like big boys. So and I like him. I think he's cute, and I can see we're into the same thing. So I'm like, okay, okay, you use my type of guy. Like, why not? So I like to use chapstick, by the way, before I put on real lipstick. I just let it sit till it's time for me to put on lips. So anyway, so we're talking and the conversation's going good. He's a little younger than me, but he's more established. So I saw him like, you know what, I'll give it a try. And, we ended up exchanging numbers. He wanted to talk to me some more. And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? We ended up exchanging numbers and we ended up pulling like an all nighter just talking back and forth to each other. And all is good, right? So um, we continue talking, and then he's like, "Oh, like I'm like, oh, why don't we all go on a date? Why don't we go on a date? We've been talking for a minute. Why not?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm down. I'm down." And I'm like, "Yeah, but only if you want to, though." And he's like, "I would love to go on a date with you, but I'm gonna go to Louisiana to support my sister for the weekend." And he did, and I was like, "Okay, well, when you come back, like, let's go on a date. Let's hang out." And he's like, "Okay, cool. I'm down." I was like, "I would love that." I know I'm repeating myself, but that's basically how it went. Where is my eyebrow brush? Hold on, I gotta find some. Anyways, let's get back on topic. So we're talking throughout the weekend, and he told me he was gonna be back on Monday. So I'm like, all right, we'll plan it then. When you get back, we'll see how it goes. So we're still talking, joking, everything's going well. I'm starting to blush, but I'm not trying to get too into it because I've been heartbroken before, so I ain't trying to get that feeling again or get my hopes up. So the weekend is over. Monday's about to come around. So I asked him, I'm like, hey, I let him know, like, I hope you have a safe trip back because he drove. And I'm like, when are you free so we can go on this date? I haven't heard from him since Sunday. It is now Thursday. So I give it some time. I'm thinking maybe he's busy, driving. Maybe he's tired. Basically giving grace. And I ended up texting him on Monday, like, hey, did you make it back safely? Is everything good? Still, I hear nothing. And like every little ding I hear, I'm expecting it to be him, and it ends up being somebody else. So then I start to realize that I got ghosted. And weirdly enough, he didn't take me off a Bumble, just straight up ignoring me. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe there's somebody else he's more interested in. And that was kind of messed up because we made plans. So the least he and we literally were talking nonstop. So I think that's kind of rude. And to me, that's one of my biggest things. Like I cannot stand somebody who cannot communicate with me, even on the simplest things. Even if you're telling me like, hey, there's somebody else I'm interested in, and like we're in the talking phase. I'm expecting you to be dating and stuff like that. But the fact that he left me hanging like that really did something to me. I'm not gonna lie, I crashed out a little bit. Okay, I shouldn't have, but I crashed out a little bit because I kind of was, as they say, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And I really wasn't. I had other guys I was talking to, but I was really, really into him specifically because how our conversations went, it felt so freely. I felt like I could talk and be myself and joke around. It was all cute. And I usually don't like talking about, like, to my friends, like, oh, I'm about to go on a date because usually I end up embarrassing myself and I end up not going on a date or the date was so not what expected or I have to lie to my friends a lot. So, but I did end up opening up to one of my friends saying, yeah, I was supposed to go on this date. So, because I just happened to be on the phone with her when I was trying to find a wig to wear for that date, which was the ones with bangs I said earlier. So she's like, oh, I'm so happy for you. Hope it goes well. Cool. Well, we never went. So that's that. And, anyways, as I'm being booty hurt, I'm kind of crashing out of bed. I'm getting a little bit, upset because I really, really was looking forward to this. And it'll be my first date, since, the healing process that I took, and, trying to get to know someone. And I thought everything was well. Um, but no. So I ended up calling it a lost cause. Every other person that I was talking to, like I said, kind of just was looking for a hump and dump kind of deal. Even one dude joked about taking me, like he was like, "Oh, you gonna take me out on a date?" I'm like, where the hell you want to go? And he was like, huh, we can do karaoke, we can go Korean barbecue and Bank of America. And I was just like, I ain't no sugar mama. And his response was, I believe in you. So what's your socials? Anyways, so how did I end up landing on getting ready for a date now? Is it what the guy I was just talking about? No. I would say unfortunately, but hey, if he don't want you, he don't want you, okay? And that was just to me flat out disrespect. Because the least he could have did was just say something to me, but just straight up ignoring me, fucked up. So, I had a hot pickle. I'm so sorry. I, don't judge me. So I ended up landing this date. There was another guy I was talking to, and I was be a little fishy about because, like, I mean, we didn't talk. So I'll be honest, I don't know much about this guy. It's not like we're talking on the same level as me and that other guy. And but we would talk here and there, and he would still hit me up, chat me up. I would respond, and I was kind of in the midst of my, being booty hurt, so I was barely responding to him. And eventually he was just sending me pictures of his kittens, of his cats. And I was just like, hey, do you want to talk on the phone or something? He was like, I'd rather us, meet in person and, get to know each other. Let's talk in person. So I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, okay, let's see how that goes. So I'm like, well, when are you free? Well, he asked when I was free. And I was like, I'm working, bro. So eventually it comes down to now. This is kind of last minute because it was kind of a last minute plan thing. And so he's like, oh, like, what do you want to, where do you want to go? Like, what do you want to do? And I was like, we can meet here and I guess talk. And he's like, okay, but like, what do you want to do? And so I was like, ugh, don't waste my time. So I was like, what do you want to do? And he's like, oh, we can either go to the arcades or the movies because we're meeting up at 8. And he was like, a lot of things will be closing. So I know like the movies will be open. To me, I don't like movie dates because we're more focused on watching a movie than really getting to know each other. So I'd rather it be in the setting where we're like sitting and talking to each other. So I told him, how about we just go out to eat? And he was like, okay, well, I've never been to Texas Roadhouse before. And I was like, okay, bet we can go. So yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. That's why I'm getting ready. And that's why my eyes is watering. You will not fuck up my makeup. Anyways, I said all that so fast, and I really could have took my time telling the story, but I didn't think I would have enough time to tell the story. So I guess the look I'm kind of going for, I'm not really sure. Like I said, this is like all last minute kind of deal. I'm just hoping that I don't get stood up again, and I don't know how the date's gonna be, so I'm gonna make another video when I get back from the date talking about how it went. And of course, we're going in separate cars. Okay. As you can see, I was not paying attention to what the other eyeball looked like. This is what happens. I guess you could say I'm kind of nervous. I'm not taking my time. I don't you miss liquid eyeliners? Like, I mean, this is liquid, but like, like what I mean was like the brush was like a paintbrush. Now we're using like markers and stuff. Different times. As you can see, my eyes is watering. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with a quick change, okay? I had to do my lashes. Like I said, I was already running late, so I said, you know what? Let me just do my lashes, my eyeliner off camera. I fixed my mistake by covering it by lashes. That's what everybody does, right? So, I wanted to, I am going to talk about my date once I'm done, once I get back home and talk about that. But I also want to bring up, my horrible dating experiences. I kind of given up on dating because nowadays a lot of these guys see you as a a pleasure toy. Like they do not see you as anything else as that. And if you're lucky enough to have a guy that actually wants to get to know you, girl, it's hard out here in these streets. Let it be, okay? Of course, as long as you're interested. But like, if you got it like that, girl, like, kudos to you. I ain't got it like that, okay? I do. I wouldn't say that I'm like, um, what's the word for it? I wouldn't say that like I don't get nobody because I can. I just don't get nobody that like wants something serious with me, which that's a whole different story. Okay, that's where it makes a big difference right there, because the struggle is real. The struggle is real when it comes to dating. I'm gonna make my own baby hairs just to kind of cover up the mess. I'm gonna use Got to Be Glue to kind of create baby hairs. No, do I have a brush? No, I'm doing this shit with my fingers and see how it goes. Because I'm trying to cover up all that lace right there. Still trying to keep it cute and natural. As natural as I can. Um, I've had horrible, horrible dating experiences. Like, I've been in more situationships than I have been in dates. I've been in more. Um, it's easy to like get a guy to sleep with you than it is to get a guy to take you seriously. From my perspective, I'm not speaking for everybody, but for me, it has been hard to get a guy to take me seriously. I'm usually, even if the conversation is going well, even if, as people say, yeah, you do this too fast, you do that too fast. Like, girl, I literally got ghosted in the midst of planning on a date with a guy. Like, you don't know what to expect. And it always made me feel insecure about myself because a lot of dudes that ended up like stop talking to me, they stopped talking to me because it's because of another girl. And so I would feel away a lot of the times because I'm like, oh, like I wouldn't feel like I'm pretty enough, or it's because I'm black. Like all these things would just run through my head because I would always get bested by a girl that like don't look like me at all. Like, and I live in an area where it's mainly Hispanic and black, so yeah, don't look like me at all. You know what? It's obvious that there's lace there, but who the fuck cares? So one time I was on a date with a coworker, not somebody I met online, but somebody I used to work with. We didn't work the same shifts, we worked different shifts, but we were around each other, and he asked me out on a date. And so I was like, "Oh, you're asking me out on a date? Cool, yeah, I'll definitely go. Like, why not? Like, I think you're cute. You're interested in me. Like, heck yeah, let's do this." And so we go out on a couple dates. It was kind of like an on and off thing kind of deal because like um I remember when we were just, not really like serious, just kind of like testing the waters. Like we stopped talking for a little bit, and he ended up talking to another girl that was in his school at the time, and I guess that didn't work out. Apparently, she was like his tutor, and she was like, "Nah, let's just be friends." And so we started talking again, and he told me about it, and I was like, "Oh, but maybe that's why I didn't think much of it." And so we started. He asked me on a date again. So we started to go back on dates during that entire summer. We were dating, like we were going on dates and stuff like that, getting to know each other, having some time, just having fun. And and one of our date, we end up getting like a new coworker. We got a bunch of new coworkers around that time, and one of them, her name was I'm gonna call her M. Her name was M, and I got to know her. She was really pretty and she was extremely popular. Like all the guys wanted to talk to her. All the old men want to talk to her. Like, I was working at the hospital for a long time, and nobody would try to talk to me. But when she got there, everybody, I'm like, oh, y'all know her name, but I've been working here for so long, y'all don't even know my name. Like, so yeah, she was popular. So me and the guy, we go on a date, and in the middle of our date, he goes, "Oh my gosh," talks about the new work co-worker, M, like, because she ended up switching to his shift because she wasn't my shift. She ended up switching to his shift. That's how that went. And she was like, M. I was like, yeah, what about her? And he was like, oh my gosh, she is so gorgeous. She is so gorgeous. I asked her out to eat with me. I want to get to know her. In the middle of our date, by the way. In the middle of our date, he told me that. So I'm like, oh. And he just kept going. I dropped my makeup box. Hold on, I'll pick that up. Anyways, I'm back. Okay, so I'm gonna put on some press-ons because your girl's nails is dirty. Okay, I didn't get her nails done. Okay, she's not done, and I was painting a synthetic wig on top of that, and it's still blonde. I was painting it black and red. It's still blonde, but my fingers aren't like my fingers. So anyway, so I'm just gonna do some quick press-ons, and let's get back to the story. As I was saying, I was on a date with this dude. And in the midst of our date, he goes and talks about another girl that was our coworker and goes on to tell me how pretty she was and he wants to take her out. We can still proceed to take the date, but I just kind of like I kind of take it in silence. Like, I'm processing like what he told me, what he just said to me. And so I'm trying to like keep a smile, not make it awkward for the both of us. Just trying to keep my cool after hearing something like that. And because how else am I supposed to react? Like, so I keep it cool, I keep it cute, and I'm just like, oh, okay. I wish y'all the best. But I'm like, you do realize we're on a date, right? And so we ended up talking about it months later because right after that, like the date was over. Like, um, I went home, he went home, and I never saw him again until months later. And at that time, I already knew like the girl that he wanted to take out, M, was not interested because she was already telling me she was going through a divorce. So, or not a divorce, but like she just, was engaged and then, broke up with her fiance. She's really not looking for another relationship. So I knew about that already. So I didn't bother to even tell the guy. I just let him figure that one out. But because that hurt my feelings, being on a date in a minute. And I even told her about it too because I'm like, are you stupid, bitch? Like, sorry, I could. Like, we were talking, me and her were talking, so I told her everything, and she was like, ooh, that's not cute at all. And I'm like, right? And she was like, girl, I'm not interested in him. You don't have to worry. And I'm like, I'm not worried. It's just that I think that was kind of messed up. She was like, yeah, that was so unnecessary. Like in the middle of y'all's date, like why would he even mention me? Like I don't even talk to him like that. I don't even talk to anybody like that. I'm not even interested in anybody like that. So, so yeah. Okay, cool. Found all the nails that would fit. Hopefully, I don't glue my fingers together like I usually do. Put my hair back. So, man, apparently this is new. I haven't poked a hole in it yet. Poked a hole in this one. Hold on, hold on, hold on. So, oh crap! I already got it on my thumb. I don't know how I managed that, but whatever. I'm already messing up. So, anyways, months go by and like we see each other at work, but like he never has time to talk to me. Like I always say hi to him. I always speak to him. I would say, hey, how you doing? He's always like, oh, I gotta go to the gym. I gotta rush. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. And one time I saw them sitting together, like laughing and talking, and it kind of like did something to me. I couldn't explain it, but it like kind of like made my heart sink a little bit because I'm like, bro, we've been on a date, so just to see you like laughing and talking with another girl, you know, it did something to my little heart, okay, my dark coded heart. So But after that, it just kind of like solidified everything, and I was just like, yeah, I'm ready to like move on. You know, why cry over spilled milk? And that's what I did. I didn't bother him no more. I didn't bother to say hi to him no more. Like I just, kept to myself after that. And shortly after, here he comes. Like, I guess he spots me from a distance and he's like calling my name. He's like, hey. So I'm like, what? And he's like, oh, how you been? And I'm like confused and stuff like that. And then he start texting me again and asking to hang out. And I'm just like, what happened with, M? And he was just like, oh, it didn't work out, da da da. But, we should hang out again. It's been so long. And I didn't like that because I'm like, first of all, you're going to be like the last girl apparently you were talking to. Like, you stopped talking to me. And now this one, you stopped talking to me. And now you're back talking to me, asking me back. And then he even said in the midst of it, like, as he's like, oh, we should hang out again. We should go on another date. I said, mm-mm, no, sir. And we not about to do that. We not about to do that. So I straight up told him, like, I pulled him aside and I was like, hey, I need to talk to you. He's like, yeah, what's up? And I'm like, I don't like the way you moving and all. And I explained to him like the whole situation. And I said, I feel like you're using me as a rebound. And that got him stoked. He was looking at me like, rebound. And I'm like, yeah, like anytime you want to talk to me is when things don't go well with you and another girl, and then you want to hang out with me. Like, if you want to be my friend, then like be my friend. But like, quit using me to like as your healing. Like, I feel like you're using me anytime things don't work out with you and another girl. So you use me as the experience to like heal your broken heart, and that's not fair to me. And I kind of walked away after that because um I think I was going home. Oh no, he was going home. I was going to work. And I was like, well, I need to clock in. And then I walked away. And then he texted me like a bunch of messages, like apologizing, saying that wasn't the case and that it hurt his feelings that I said something like that. And why would I say something like that? And I'm just like, I re-explained it to him and he apologized. And one hand down, as you can tell, I'm a lefty. Is it gonna be any good? I don't need it to be. I'm gonna pop it off when I'm done. Is it perfect? Not in the slightest. Okay, let's do the other hand. So, but it is what it is. I told him, like, that's how you treat me. Like, that's how you do me. And so he was like, hey, I just want to take you out as friends. Let me take you out as friends to like apologize for my shitty behavior. Like, I want to apologize. So I said, sure, why not? So I let him take me out. We went out for sushi. We hung out and we had a good time. And I was like skeptical to talk about like his love life. I didn't even bother to ask because like it just becomes something. Like he always complains about his love life and like how it sucks, and I'm over here like, didn't you? Never mind. Um so I try to avoid that topic altogether, and we just start talking about normal stuff, and it was good. I felt like, okay, we have a friendship. This feels like a friendship. We're establishing something. We're getting somewhere. We're becoming friends. We're good now. And then we started like hanging out more. We went to Walmart was like our hangout spot. Don't ask me why, it just was, okay? It was just our hangout spot. Walmart, I don't know. Walmart was like almost everybody's hangout spot. We all go there just to chill, hang out. We weren't, even if it's not to buy anything, like we're Texans, okay? So one day we were at Walmart chilling. Like I said, everything was good at first, and then like I made the mistake to ask about his love life. Like I don't know how I asked, but I know I made that mistake, and that just opened up the floodgates. He was like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you asked," kind of deal. I'm like, "Oh shit," and so he just goes on and on about how he like after like rejected him, like that broke his heart, so he started to go on dating apps to just kind of like get a off his frustration off on girls, and then he met a girl that, he ended up getting in a relationship with. And I'm like, bitch, why you hanging out with me? Like, why are you out with me like that? Like, if you in a relationship with this girl, you hang out with me more than you hang out with this girl. You got a girlfriend and you didn't bother to tell me that? One girl you didn't bother to tell me you're in a relationship with. And he's like, yeah, at first, but like, me, I can't, just, be with the girl intimately and not get with her. Like, it just feels wrong. So I end up getting in a relationship with her, and like all my friends are telling me like they seen her, naked before, and I talked to her about it, and I don't like how, other people know that they know her body. I don't like how that makes me feel. And I'm just like, you just told me that you used her to get over another girl, and then you got with her because you felt bad, and now you feel away. So I'm just like, okay, if that's her past and that's her past, why are you bringing up her past and using that against her now? Like, that's your girlfriend now. Why are you judging her for something she like? Let me judge what you did, okay? Like, and let hold that over your head. And he's like, yeah, I get what you mean, but it's just like everybody's making fun of me, and I'm just like, who cares what everybody thinks? You're dating her. Clearly, it didn't cross your head then. Like, so then I ended up becoming his therapist, which was kind of annoying. It's not something I signed up for, but I wasn't like, ugh, at first until they broke up. And when they broke up, the treatment, like when I said to him before, like, I feel like you treat me as a rebound, history started to repeat itself. Where, he would chat with me a lot more. Then he started calling our hangouts dates. And I'm just like, don't do that. Don't do that. If I'm your friend, I'm your friend. Do not go back and forth with me. Then he ends up admitting to me, like, in the midst of his crash out, that, like, that one time when he told me about M and how gorgeous she was, and, like, how he wanted to be with her, was him letting me know that he was no longer interested in me without telling me straight up. Because he's like, yeah, I know we've been going on dates, and I know I call him as dates, but I just couldn't, like, let you know, like, or, like, oh, I'm, like, sinking other people. So I just decided to just kind of, like, go about it that way. And I'm like, so you're just being sneaky, is basically what you're telling me. Instead of just being straight up with me and being like, hey, I'm not interested in you, you decided to play mind games with me. Got it. And you admitted it. So I'm like thinking like, so why were you confused when I like told you you're using me as a rebound? Like, why were you acting confused? Hold on, I gotta fix up blemishes. Let's see. Okay. This is the look. This is her. Like I said, this is the synthetic wig, and I love her because she's giving, okay? She is embodied. So, yeah, this is how I'm gonna go out on my date, and I need to actually start heading out now. So, yeah. So, I'm gonna make a part two. Stay tuned for that. All right, bye. So I'm back from my date, and I will tell you girls how it went as I try to clean up my little mess that I made that I left behind when I ran off. So far the date went pretty good. It went better than I thought. He does live a little farther from me, like an hour away. So like we kind of met at a partly halfway point. It took me 20 minutes. It took him an hour. Traffic. But yeah, it went pretty well. We went to Texas Roadhouse. We conversed. The conversation went well. We talked a little bit. Nothing, weird was happening. It was like a genuine date for once, and which is a rarity for me because literally every guy I like, almost every guy I talk to, like, Smex always has to be like somewhere in the topic along the lines, or like in the end of dates. Like if it is not, and like the conversation goes well, and then I'm like, it's time to like part ways, and then the end they're like, so am I going to get something? And then you're just like, what you think you were getting? Like, So yeah, no, none of that. It went pretty well. Went better than I expected. He was super sweet, super gentlemanlike. Made sure, I got to my car safely. Like he walked me to my car. We parked and, I'm saying the bare minimum, but like, girl, this generation, the bare minimum is a okay. The bare minimum is a rarity now. So I'm saying a lot of bare minimum stuff. It's what to be expecting. That's what I was expecting. You paid the bill, okay. But ladies, every single time you go on a date, make sure you bring your wallet. Do not leave your wallet behind making assumptions, okay? Make sure he pays. And if he don't pay, he's like, split the bill or something like that. You got your money, pay it, and walk out and never see him again. So I was prepared, but no, I didn't have to do that. He was asking like to for us to go on a second date. We'll see how that goes. I've never actually been on a second date before with a guy. Shocker. Like I said, like I was in a dark place and men are trifling. So usually it's like first date and then the second time we meet it's just smack, 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 smack. Like I don't want that. Like I genuinely want to get to know someone for once and see where things go. And yeah, and he was blushing a lot, so I think I did my part okay and looking good. Embarrassing though, I did end up having a nosebleed. Like we were talking, and then like we were talking about animes, we were talking about cosplays and what I want to cosplay. I ended up mentioning like, oh, I love banana fish. It's kind of like bromance. So he's like, oh, you like the yaois? And I was like, I love yaoi. And perfect timing, my nose started to bleed, and I'm like, oh. I'm so sorry, my nose is bleeding. So he's like, "Oh, let me get the waiter." Gets the waiter to give me a napkin, and then he was just like staring at me, and I was just like, "Yeah, I'm so sorry." Eventually, I went to the bathroom, was able to stop my nose from bleeding, clean myself up because he's like, "Oh, I see blood on your chin." I'm apologizing. I'm like, "I'm so sorry. I probably ruined your appetite." He's like, "A little blood don't hurt nobody. I'ma still eat." And I was like, I don't think he realized what he said, but I was just like, "Okay, I see you." Anyways, my computer's about to die. So I'll wrap this up. But yeah, overall, it was a really good date. Hopefully we do go on a second date. We'll see how that goes. And I just wanted to make an after video how it went. Just a really quick like sums up like hey everything went well. And I'm gonna probably attach another video just explaining my horrible dating experience. Maybe just make a part two. We'll see how it goes. But yeah. So yeah. Two subs and subscribe. Almost forgot about that. Subscribe. Thank you. Bye.